telling us for 6 months you go and there's no one at this gate. 6 whole months, 6 times, that's half a year before the Auditor General flags it.
Now, what we are saying is we are aware about this account and this
That's
what
not
we
the
are
question.
doing.
For 6 months, every single time your officers go there, there's no one at home to open the gate. That's what you're telling the Senate.
Yes.
Okay.
The gate is locked and nobody is landed to open the gate.
Let me hear from the auditor.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Our expectation would have been if an account is estimated maybe in 1 or 2 months, then there should be some efforts to access the bill. I mean the meter readings, maybe the second or the third month, but not 6 months. 6 months, I think, is too long.
Senator Eddy.
Chair, you'll understand my frustrations, and that's why I was requesting that perhaps this just from the first response, I would have asked the governor to go and respond adequately, because the query is very simple, and I want it to go on record that this is the response that is official. Well, I know there will be unanswered the responses that the is it the chief officer?
The MD.
The MD is giving is unanswered, yes, but the written response here is very, very important. Chair, that query has got 2 portions. Okay? There are accounts that were billed and not paid for throughout the year. The governor's response to that entire query is that the accounts are estimated due to inability to access the meters.
No, that's a different question, Senator Eddy. I was answering 1.1.
Yeah, we are still on 1.1.
Yeah, that's 1.1.
But you're asking 1.2.
No, wait. It is 1.1, 1.2.
The answer I've given, which you've asked me to read out, is 1.1.
Yes.
So wait for me to answer 1.2.
Yeah, I'm coming to that.
But accounts billed and not paid for is not about access.
I'm coming to that. Just be patient, Governor. Okay? You have got 15,000 accounts that had been estimated consecutively for more than 6 months for the period July 1st, 2023 to June 2024. The estimated bills for those months are given there. The reason why they are related all the way to 1.3 is because this is not a denotation. Denotation basically shows what could have explained 1.1 in terms of accounts that were billed, okay, and what could have showed the accounts, active accounts that were not billed. You get what I mean?
No.
So,
you know, I've given my answer. If you have another different answer, it's a different.
No, it's not about your answer.
Are you asking a further question?
It's about the audit.
Honorable members.
Chair, can I seek a clarification from you?
Honorable members, please. I know you are anxious to ask questions.
Governor.
But let's follow the procedure.
Systematic. 1.1.
First of all, the question, it's the chair to give you a chance to ask a question. You don't just ask without the approval of the chair. And then number 2, let's be systematic. You know, we are getting mixed up. We are handling 1.1. Let us exhaust the issue of access. Like Honorable Sifuna had asked, surely for 6 months, you can't access the premise to check the meter. I mean, once we have exhausted that, then we will go to the issue number 1.2, which the governor will respond to and will ask questions. Because we are now wasting time by going back and forth on these issues.
So, Chair, my understanding of this query is simple, okay? They are all correlated. There's a correlation here. That's why I wanted to ask that if it's possible.
Okay, then
let the
let-
governor read all the responses up until 1.3, then you'll see the question I'm trying to bring. Because when you look at how number 1 has been answered, it informs number 2. Where number 2, the issue of billing, the accounts that accounts billed are not paid have been brought, but the issue of discretion of the modeling is the answer, the response.
They're not connected at all. Number 1 is accounts where you have not seen the meter.
Yeah, Chair.
Number 2, we have billed them, but they have not paid.
We
Those are
understand that,
different
Governor. Just maybe on that same question, clarification from the engineer or from the governor. Governor, paint for us a picture of these 15,000 accounts. Where ordinarily are these accounts that you would go for 6 months? Are they secure? Is this state house or is it security installations? Where are these places? Because you cannot tell me, with all the force that we see you, with all the force that we see the county government of Nairobi, even breaking down gates. There was an institution there, what was it called? A mosque or a synagogue, that you were clamping for it with all the might of Nairobi County government. You are telling us there's 15,000 people who you cannot access their meters, and also shed some light on who is supposed to do relocation of meters. Whose job is that to do relocation of meters? Engineer, just tell us where these 15,000 are. Are they security installations? What are they?
So, okay, let me combine the questions. Senator Kisang, Senator
thank you,
Mbugua, and
Chair.
then the governor will respond to all of
Thank you,
them.
Chair. You
And,
remember-
Amida.
Chair, you remember I told you earlier, number 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and 4 were very closely related. We would have answered all of them together if you had accepted, but we accept your direction. Number 1, Chair, on estimated accounts for more than 6 months. You know, the governor and the CEO has told us they are doing sensitization, but you know, they have not come out clearly to say they are already giving notices. If I cannot open my gate in Karen, there should be something you will drop under my gate so that in the evening when I come home, I'll have a notice from the county government saying, please allow us, or we give a date so that the meter can be relocated outside the gate. And then secondly, Honorable Speaker, I expected also, the CEO and the governor to tell us, if it is difficult to access, what plans do you have then to install smart meters so that you can disconnect without going there?
Yes, Senator Mbugua.
Thank you, Chair. Governor, I know these responses were prepared for you by your staff, but with all honesty, it is not possible that for 6 months consecutively, the same number of 15,320 from month 1 to 6, you are not, it was not able to access. Probably it have been, the response would have been more accurate if this number is differing from 1 month to the other. But for it to be consistent, the same number for 6 months, it's not practical, Governor. Your people are misreading you.
Senator Amida.
Yeah, I think Bwana CEO was asked what efforts has he made so far. And Bwana CEO, maybe even for example, even where I live, they always give who is this person who takes care, is it the caretaker or someone, gives notices to residents on when the meters are going to be read. And people, all the gates are opened. What legal and policy measures have you taken so far? Because, it has really taken time. And then how do you implement the fines and the penalties for that? Then how do you schedule the meter? Use inspectors. Because like the Kenya Power, they come once, the next time they disconnect, from even the poles or whatever. So what efforts have you made? It will take about 6 months, seriously. And you've not shown any efforts that you have made.
In fact, this is actually a big improvement, Chair. Chair, 15,000 meters accounts sound so many, but in the wider context, that's 6% of all the accounts in the city, 6%. So let me have the MD answer the specific questions to him. And even, cases even of attacks of this stuff, the areas where they are repulsed, just give them a full context so that they can understand. But within the context of 15,000 out of close to 300,000 accounts that are metered, that are, They're not estimated, Chair.
No, thank you so much, through the chair again. Let me put it this way. We strive as much as possible to ensure we read all the meters in this town. And all these meters, we have referenced them through GIS system so that we can be able to assess them when we need. And we know where every meter is. At times, our staff go to those premises, actually, and dogs are opened to them. And we can provide evidence for that. At times, staff are crowbarred properly. We can provide evidence for all those things. And they become court cases where our staff want to read the meter, the customers don't want the meter to be read. Or a staff, or whoever is left in the compound is maybe a house helper, and she has instructions. Don't allow anybody to come to this compound. When you try to go in, our staff, those people opens the door for them to mow them. Please, we have been trying to ensure we read all these meters. Just like the governor has said, we have around 250,000 account meters to read. We move around the whole city every month and we ensure these meters are read. These ones which we are saying, people, they are not being read. The others we have actually moved outside the compound, and we can provide evidence that we have been leaving the messages which Mheshimiwa is talking about. We leave even written documents to the customers. Please open your gates so that we can read the meters. Without doing that, we are going to move the meters. And we have been moving meters. We can provide that evidence of moving meters from customers' premises to the road. But
so as we speak today, engineer, of this 15,000,
ABY 268V.
that's what I'm saying. Would you put the movement at 10% so far? What you have done? Because that's the only solution.
Number.
Yes.
Of the 15,000.
Yes.
If you don't have the answer, don't answer.
I'm
on off.
Okay.
So you give the.
That's
if you don't
good
know the
guidance.
answer, don't.
Chair, I'd also ask to understand the general geography of this 15,000 meters. What is the spread across the city? Where are these places where people have dogs?
It is citywide.
Citywide?
Yeah, including even a place like Buruburu, the areas where people don't allow you to enter.
But Engineer Muguna, through the governor, have you sought a court warrant to access these premises?
I think it's just it that there are many legal processes, including court cases. I think when with such a response, really what I would suggest, Chair, is let's discuss how you can support us to read all of those meters, because we want all those meters, we want that revenue. But we're explaining the context. So you see, if you answer like that, you may not like, we're giving you the reality on the ground. Yeah, that is what actually happens.
Governor, we want to help. I think we are in agreement, we want to help. But when you go to the doctor and you tell them you have malaria and it's not malaria, it is something you picked up at summertides, you know that is a big problem for us. You have to give us the true situation on the ground.
That is a true situation.
The initial answer he gave us here was that they go and find gates locked.
There are gate locks. They are when sometimes if you force the gate to be opened, people open doors, people fight with us.
So how would you like us to help you, Governor? I would be interested to know. Because
we should look at the legislation around how you penalize people who restrict access by public officers to actually bill you, whether it is Kenya Power or Nairobi Water. It should be a huge deterrence. You know, it should be something that is very punitive, and that is a legislation that we can do together with the Senate.
Does that require national legislation? Because it's a matter that is unique for Nairobi.
It requires national legislation.
It's
the same issue in Mombasa.
Have you had this conversation with the Assembly? Because city bylaws are there to help you, Governor.
No. This one needs national legislation, because to implement it, you need national police, not Kanjo officers.
Senator Kisanga had asked about the smart meters.
We can explain the process we are at in getting into smart meters. Maybe you can give an overview.
Thank you so much.